Oh no, Cardano has dropped like 20 cents today. Is it over? Is the bull market over? Is it going to zero now? Well, obviously, of course not. As you can see, I have updated my wave count. Now before I start, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of these charts. We update them daily, so if you want access to them, like I said, check out the memberships. Don't forget to like this video or subscribe, and yeah, I hope you enjoy. So we have two scenarios on this chart. I have changed the wave count yet again, so it seems that the third wave actually topped up here, and we are not still in the third wave, or at least in my opinion. Now let me go on the 1 hour chart to explain what's going on. So the first scenario that we have is that we are actually going in a second wave move down right now, which should be an ABC structure and will most likely put us somewhere between 66.9 cents and 65.5 cents. That's the first scenario. And to confirm that that's what's happening right now, we would need a break below 83.7 cents. Now why is that? Well, this is the support zone for a fourth wave of this fifth wave to the upside, which means that there is still potential for the fifth wave to go up more, but only if we actually hold the support level. As you can see, we are actually reacting to the support level already, and we are oversold on the 1 hour, so maybe it's safe to assume that we will get a new high, or actually another high in the fifth wave, before we actually continue with the main second wave move down. So if we drop below the 0.786 level, we would invalidate this scenario, and it's very likely that we drop to about 66.9 cents or 56.5 cents next. Now, of course, this could be wrong, but in my opinion, it's valid considering the fact that you can actually count this as a 1, 2, 3, 4 setup. So theoretically, we could get another high. But then again, this could just be some kind of ABC structure, and yeah, who knows? We are already oversold on the 1 hour, so it's very hard to say what will happen, but if we do get a correction, then do not be shocked, because at the end of the day, we went from about 31 cents to about $1.15 in a matter of like days. Let's actually check out how long that took. So if you take this low right here, it took us 18 days to go up 250%, so don't complain if we go back down to like 60 cents to test that level. It's not going to be the end of the world, and we actually need the second wave move down right now if we want to get a third wave of the main third wave move to the upside, which is this right here. And if you did not watch my previous videos, that's the third wave of this very big 1-2 setup that we started all the way back in September of last year, and this will be the most impulsive wave of the cycle, so it will be even more impulsive than the first wave right here. And keep in mind, Bitcoin dominance is currently going up, so that's why Cardano is going down, but in my opinion we will continue to go sideways here, at least for the remainder of the month, because like I said, Bitcoin dominance always closes a red wick on the monthly chart in November, and right now it's red. So I'm expecting this to close red, and we'll see what happens in December. There is a chance that the altcoins continue to bleed against Bitcoin in December like they did right here in the previous cycle, just so Bitcoin dominance can get a new cycle high like it did over here, and then in January we start the real altcoin season. So take a look at this drop right here. During this drop, where we went from like 61.4% to about 58%, Cardano went crazy. And this is not an altcoin season. The altcoin season has not even started yet, and some altcoins are already going crazy. So what happens when Bitcoin dominance drops like 20%? The altcoins will just go parabolic like they always do. I mean, that's what happens in every single cycle. It happened in this cycle exactly after Bitcoin got to new all-time highs, and exactly after Bitcoin started to pretty much kill the altcoins. After we topped right here, we just had a very big altcoin season. Then in 2021, the same thing happened. We topped right here. The altcoins were not doing that great, and then all of a sudden we had an altcoin season, and this is when most altcoins went up like 20, 30, 40x. And I believe something very similar will happen in this cycle as well. And keep in mind, Bitcoin has a much larger market cap now, so if we get an altcoin season, well, it's not even a if question, it's a when question. When we get an altcoin season, expect it to be the biggest one yet, just because there's a lot more money coming in these crypto space right now. So don't be surprised if we go to like $10 to $12 on the Cardano chart. Now, of course, that's still not my prediction. My prediction is that Cardano will top somewhere between $5.30 and $8.44. These are the 1.618 and the 2.618 extensions of the previous all-time high right here. And if you check out what happened in the previous cycle, we got above the 1.618 extension of this all-time high, which is the 2018 all-time high, in the third wave. Then we had a correction in the fourth wave move down, and the fifth wave almost got us to the 2.618 extension. So if we are copying what we did in the previous cycle, then we should get in this region right here between $5 to $8. Now, I was talking about the third wave of the third wave, which still has yet to start, and like I said, for that we would need a second wave move down, so if we get one right now, don't be surprised. And that third wave, in my opinion, has potential to go above the 2021 all-time high, which is at $3.16. Now, why am I saying that? Well, if we check out what happened in the previous cycle here, the third wave of the third wave got above the all-time high, and then we got rejected, and that's when we got the fourth wave of the third wave, and then we pumped again, we got to the 1.618 extension in the main third wave, and then we had a fourth wave move down correction, and the fifth wave ended the cycle. I also want to talk about the monthly chart for a second, because this is very, very important. I believe some people misunderstood my prediction, so as you know, here we have a 1-2 setup, and now I'm expecting a third wave move, but I'm not expecting the third wave move to finish in this cycle, obviously not. In this cycle, these 5 waves that we are tracking will only complete the first wave of that third wave move to the upside. That third wave, if we continue going up, which is not guaranteed, anything can happen in crypto, but if Cardano continues to go up and it continues to grow, then the third wave will most likely end in the next 20 years or so. It's gonna take some time, considering the fact that these 5 waves right here will only complete a first wave of that wave, so there is potential for Cardano to go to insane numbers, but this is only a projection, and this does not confirm that Cardano will actually get to these numbers. Of course, the third wave could get like $30 or $40, but it's not guaranteed that we will get there. Now, I also want to talk about a different scenario. What happens if we start bouncing right now and we get another high? Well, if that high somehow gets above $1.37, then I'm going to have to change the wave count yet again, which would not be that great because, you know, we kind of need a wave count that actually works, and so far it has been pretty difficult to find one. Because as you know, it's not easy to count the waves when the market is just going up like this. So yes, this is a third wave, but what happened after that is still unclear. So we'll see if we actually react to the support zone. I also want to talk about Bitcoin for a second. As you can see, Bitcoin still did not get to 100K, and it's actually going down right now. Now, of course, this is not really a big correction, and maybe this is just so we can cool off. I'm still expecting Bitcoin to get to the 2.618 extension in the third wave right here, but maybe it won't. Maybe this is when we get the fourth wave move down, and if that's the case, then of course Cardano will also get a correction. Now, I'm not expecting the fourth wave move down to take too long, considering the fact that Bitcoin always goes up in Q4 of the halving year, and if you can remember from my previous videos, I showed you that Bitcoin went up like 40% in December in the previous cycle in 2020. And it went up like 30% in 2016, so yeah, I'm not expecting to get a huge correction right now. If we get some kind of drop, it should be fairly fast, so we can go in the fifth wave in December, and we'll see what happens during that time. There is a chance that Bitcoin dominance has already topped, but like I said, to be able to confirm that, we would need a break below the bull market support band, and then we would need to pretty much stay below it for some time. And obviously, a break below like 55% would confirm that something more bullish is going on, and yes, Bitcoin dominance going down would be bullish. Now, that does not confirm that Bitcoin will not go to new all-time highs. Bitcoin dominance going down only means that an altcoin season has started and that the altcoins are starting to outperform Bitcoin. But that does not mean that Bitcoin cannot go up. I mean, as you know from the previous cycles, or if you look at the monthly chart or the weekly chart now, Bitcoin keeps going up forever, so of course it's not going to get a correction in the middle of a bull market. And of course it's still going to get like at least 190k in this cycle, but in my opinion it should get to about 255k to get the 3.618 extension. So yeah, that's still possible, and for those saying that this prediction is ridiculous, Keep in mind, you are the same people who said that 100k is definitely not possible by the end of the year, and I said that when we were down here, when we were at like 48k. I even said it down here, and nobody believed me. People called me crazy, and now we are at 100k, so who's crazy now? Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon. Like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.